I don't think I've met anyone who likes a homeowners association, an HOA. They can be frustrating and expensive. That's why I put together a list of 7 of Richmond's best neighborhoods that don't have HOAs. We're going to take a tour of those now and take a look at what makes each of these neighborhoods unique and help you find your perfect spot without the headaches of an HOA. The Fan District is one of Richmond's most iconic neighborhoods. Named for the way that its streets fan westward away from the downtown, it's long been home to many of Richmond's most rich and famous. You won't find HOAs here, just a lot of classy homes with character to spare. The Fan is filled with 2- and 3-story townhomes, many of them dating from the late 19th to the early 20th centuries. Prices can vary from $600K up to $1.5 million, depending on what condition they're in, how much they've been remodeled. You probably don't need my help figuring out what makes the Fan so attractive. You've got these classic Victorian and Edwardian homes. You've got cool cafes, shops, and restaurants that are among Richmond's favorites like Cuba and Joe's Inn. And then you've got sidewalks everywhere, making it easy to get around whether you're going by foot, by scooter, or by wheelchair. I'm finding it hard to think of reasons not to move into the Fan, but if limited parking is a deal breaker for you, especially in an urban area, that may give you reason to pause. Located 10 minutes north of downtown, Belleview offers a quieter setting with charming homes and a strong sense of community. If you're looking for that perfect blend of city and suburb, this could be it. Belleview features mostly mid-century colonial revival and Cape Cod style homes built in the 1940s and 50s. The prices ranging from $400 to $700K. It has quaint tree-lined streets and just a really good neighborhood feel. It's close to restaurants and shopping along MacArthur Avenue, and maybe best of all is the fact that it's adjacent to Bryant Park, 262 acres of walking and biking trails, a disc golf course, picnic shelters, playground, tennis courts, all kinds of things, including the biggest and best farmers market in Richmond that takes place every Saturday. Something to keep in mind is, will these modest-sized homes averaging between 1,500 and 2,000 square feet be big enough for your needs? Church Hill is Richmond's oldest neighborhood. The city literally got its name right here. If you're looking for a place with unique personality and some of the best views of the city, look no further. You'll find a diverse blend of Italian, Greek Revival, and Victorian homes here in Church Hill, along with some newer townhomes. You can buy a fixer-upper for $350 or spend over $1 million for a historic home that's been fully remodeled. There's a lot to love about Church Hill. Got the historic charm with cobblestone streets and beautifully renovated homes. It sits right here above the river and gives you easy access to downtown Richmond. And increasingly, it's home to a lot of trendy restaurants like 8½, an Italian carryout place, and Metzger Bar and Butchery. Gentrification is a major problem here. Many of the original residents have been displaced by rapidly rising tax values. If that's going to sit heavily on your conscience, think twice before investing in Church Hill. Let me pause for just a second and talk about some of the general pros and cons of HOAs. There are advantages. With an HOA, you don't have to worry about your neighbor's yard or home going to pot. The HOA is going to make sure it stays in good repair. There'll be less individual maintenance for you to do. There's some great community amenities like clubhouses and walking trails, and property values tend to stay consistent because of the commonly maintained areas. I'll be the first to admit it's easier to see the advantages of not having an HOA. You get to avoid those mandatory fees and assessments. You don't have the headaches when the HOA board tells you you've got to paint your mailbox a different color. And perhaps most importantly, you get to personalize your home and yard in whatever way you think is best. If this kind of information is helpful to you, or if you have general questions about buying a home in Richmond, please reach out to me. I'd love to help. My number's on the screen, and I also have a free Richmond home buying guide that you may find valuable. Just click the link in the description below. I'll make sure you get a copy of that soon. Westover Hills is a peaceful suburban neighborhood located here on the southern bank of the James River. Many consider it one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Richmond. It's known for its mature trees and its active community association. Lots of engagement with neighbors without the HOA fees. Westover Hills features a variety of home styles built mostly in the 1930s and 40s, including Cape Cods, colonial revivals, and craftsman-style homes. Prices here can range between $400,000 and $900,000. So what is it that makes Westover Hills so inviting? Well, it starts with the river, like so many things here in Richmond. You just cannot beat the location. You're just a short walk from Forest Hill Park or the Buttermilk Trail as well. There are a lot of young kids in the neighborhood. It seems especially attractive for families. And then you jump on Westover Hills Boulevard, cross the Nickel Bridge, and there you are at Maymont, Carytown, and other parts of downtown Richmond. One thing to keep in mind is that here in Westover Hills, most of the parking is on street, as you can see behind me, and that can make the streets feel just a little bit tight and congested. Known for its large homes, tree-lined streets, and almost park-like setting, Ginter Park was developed in the late 19th century as a retreat from the city. It's an ideal neighborhood for those who value classic architecture and an almost rural setting within a stone's throw of downtown. The neighborhood features grand colonial and Tudor-style homes built in the early 1900s. Prices tend to range from $500 to $1 million, depending on the condition and the quality of the updates. So what is it that the homeowners here in Ginter Park love most about their neighborhood? Well, it's these large historic homes, just full of character. You've got a quiet residential neighborhood with a lot of community involvement. In fact, the neighbors connect throughout the year with various social events like porch parties, ice cream socials, an annual picnic, and holiday festivities. Before you purchase here in Ginter Park, just consider, does the larger size of these homes, many of them over 3,000 square feet, meet your needs, or is that just a little too much? Forest Hill is a national historic district known for its amazing location and an abundance of restaurants, coffee shops, and a brewery, all within easy walking distance. It's a great choice for people looking for homes that are a little more affordable and have access to some of Richmond's best outdoor locations. Forest Hill features craftsman bungalows and colonial revival styles with average prices ranging between $350 and $600. It's no surprise that Forest Hill is such a popular neighborhood. First of all, it's situated right here along the James River, and it wraps around Forest Hill Park in the center. Homes here are a good bit more affordable than many Richmond neighborhoods. And then it's got some great community activities throughout the year. The 43rd Street Festival of the Arts, the Music in the Park concert series every summer, and every Sunday morning, the South of the James Farmers Market takes place right here. As a resident of Forest Hill, I'm never going to discourage anybody from moving to this great neighborhood. But before you purchase, just consider, average home size is under 1,800 square feet. That's not going to be big enough for everybody. Lakeside is an up-and-coming area that's especially popular with first-time home buyers looking for modest, affordable homes without having to go too far from downtown. You'll find a variety of home styles here in Lakeside, ranging from mid-century bungalows to Cape Cod-style homes and brick ranchers. Prices tend to be somewhere between $250,000 and $400K. There are a lot of great reasons to consider purchasing here in Lakeside, starting with the fact that the average home sale price is well below the Richmond average. You also have easy access to Interstate 64 and 95, making it easy to get around town or points north, south, east, and west. And finally, you're close to some of the best outdoor spaces in Richmond, including Bryant Park in the Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden. You'll need to consider the fact that in Lakeside, you won't have the same nightlife options that you'd have in Scott's Addition or the Fan. And public transportation is much more limited. Is that going to affect your quality of life? Avoiding the fees and restrictions of a homeowners association can make a huge difference in your home buying journey. If you're thinking about moving to Richmond and would like to explore any of these neighborhoods or other locations, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you find your perfect home in this amazing city without the HOA headaches. Well, that wraps up today's tour. I'll see you on the next video.